Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of this channel. My name is Koos, I'm a Dutchman. I live in the UK and throughout my life I've always been active in model railroading, and I've had many different interests on model railroading throughout the years. As a child I first started out with some N scale due to space restrictions, and it was mainly based on German model railroading because that was basically what was available. Not a lot of Dutch or anything else was for sale in Europe where I still lived. The major manufacturers over there were from Germany most of the time, so it was a huge market there. As I was growing up older through my teens, that stayed with me, and then early in my 20s I got in touch with some other people that introduced me to American model railroading, and the fun bit about that was not only were some of the models more affordable than what was available from the German manufacturers, they also usually came as a basic, let's say, locomotive, for which there was an entire aftermarket of detailing parts, so you could add lots of new details to the basic model speed, anywhere from, let's say, plows and air hoses and brass air horns and new roof fans and whatnot to make really detailed models of American diesels. And it meant that you could spread out the cost of the investment of such a thing. And I liked the creative aspect of that as well. So I started doing that and done for many years. But over the years, in the background, initially without me realizing it, because by then I'd already moved to the UK. I'll spare you the details of that whole story, but I've been living in 25 years, so needless to say I call that my home now. But more and more Dutch models came to market of a good quality, and probably about 4 years ago now I came across a model of a Dutch diesel train that I grew up with in the 1980s. They were diesel hydraulic sets based on a German design. It then became available, and I have fond memories of traveling with those. So I then thought, it'd be fun to start a project based on where it was living in the past and make model railroad now, or model railway, depending on where we are on which side of the pond. It's model railway here in the UK, it's model railroad in America, and forgive me if I say model railroad regularly, because having all this American interest over the years, I've read a lot of publication and been in touch with American modelers and all the rest of it, and it's due to that reason that I say that. So remember, it's about trains, so they run a railroad or railway, whatever. Anyway, we're back to the Netherlands. So I did a bit more research after buying this particular model, and I'll present it to you in another video, but I then decided I need to find a project to design, and I knew already that my hometown, which is Delfzijl, which had a very interesting railroad background, was actually too big to do justice in models, so I was looking for a different design, and that I then determined that the other branch line that came out of the main city in my area, called Groningen, which is also the capital of the province of Groningen, and hence the name of this web channel being named after that. I decided to the other branch line, and I settled initially on Rode School, which is the end station on the other branch line. It has varied interest. There was some local goods traffic going there as well, so my layout plans are going to be a little bit of a blend of the past and and by that I mean the 1960s, early 70s, as well as the early 1980s. And in my version of reality, in the 1980s, we still have similar freight goods traffic, local freight trains as existed in the 1960s, early 70s. All that disappeared. The Netherlands branch lines, goods traffic hardly didn't happen anymore. It all went on the road with lorries, which is a shame, but that's how it developed. The other change I'm making is that the station building of Rode School, which you can see behind me here, was torn down in 1973, and in my version it still exists, and I actually started making a model of this first to keep myself busy, and while I'm preparing the loft space where the railroad will be built. The model's here actually. Let me just grab it. It's on the shelf outside, so let me just be careful that I don't drop it. But here we go. Hope you can see that. The view actually on the screen is this here, looking at it there next to me in the bottom corner. Oops, sorry, it's the virtual background that's messing up a bit. There you go, it's that building here. There we go. I'm not quite done with it, but majority of the details are here, and once it's placed on the layout, once it's built, it's going to be detailed a bit further and integrated into the landscape. But for now, that's the building as it is, and yeah, it's that type of work I'll be sharing in the first few videos on this channel, how I make my structures. Well, this one is already built, so I actually didn't film any of that, but I have made several pictures during the process. So the video that will tell you a little bit about the build of that station building will probably be like a slideshow with me narrating over the top of it. Anyway, that's how we're going to do it. At least that's the plan. So we're going to be looking at the development of the station Rode School. The layout will have another destination, so that trains actually can travel from one to another, and that will be based on another town on the same line called Buffalo. And whilst Rode School was entirely scrap built from sheet styrene, Buffalo decided to save myself a little bit of time, and I have actually asked a 3D modeling company in the Netherlands to print me a kit of that station building. They already had plans for it anyway, so I probably am one of the first to purchase it, and as it is, the designer of the kit is actually in the process of designing some of the interior chairs, furniture basically, to go inside. So it's going to be quite a detailed little kit. I'm looking forward to receiving them in the next couple of weeks, and that build obviously I will share on this channel live as I go about the construction of it, and so we'll see how this goes. I've never done this sort of video recording before. I'll probably have to learn a lot about camera techniques in the meanwhile, but that's okay. I don't need to be all polished, and I want you to see it how somebody in the real world goes about his things, including all the mistakes I'll be making in the process, no doubt. I'll learn from those, and hopefully I'll avoid you making the same mistakes. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully see you soon.